Most of us will wonder why the world is sick, not only physically, but how we respond to the problems that surround us, affecting us directly or the people in our own community. I would ask that you pay attention because I have a serious concern, and it must not continue like this. Listen, must humanity continue to perish of diseases such as leukemia, cancer, lymphoma, and other genetically acquired disorders if, through you and me, a cure can be found? Today, 12 people in the United States will die as a result of these diseases and disorders, not because they lack money or even access to the best medical facilities, not even because it was their appointed time. They will die because of the unwillingness of you and me to offer them a chance to live. You might be asking, how have we been unwilling to give them an opportunity to live? Well, did you know that these diseases and disorders can be cured through transplant of bone marrow and blood stem cell? Or maybe you don't think that a member of your family or mine, or even our extended family, could be reached and benefit because of the bone marrow or organ that we donated. We need to understand these diseases. Leukemia is one of the cancers which results from at an early age of the blood cell formations, and it majorly affects the white blood cells, though some forms of leukemia are affected by other blood cells. All these types of leukemia show different symptoms and are treated differently depending on the different kind. Leukemia is the most common cancer that affects children, whereby children appear to have slow or rapid growth and also other severe symptoms. Lymphoma is cancer that begins in cells of the lymph system. Being that part is concerned with immunity of the body, the lymph system fights the diseases and infections. Some genetic disorders, including sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, and celiac disease, among others, are affecting the humanity. Diseases that can be cured if we just help each other. It's a good thing today that despite the fact that these conditions are still affecting most of us, the scientists have tried their very best to find solutions, and they've not withheld the information from us. These diseases can be treated and even prevented if we become our brother's keepers who will willingly donate our bone marrow for the sake of someone who is dying. I've thought about this for a long time, and I want to invite you that together we can help save millions of lives out there. It doesn't matter from what country or region you come from, but the cancer patient simply needs a compatible donor for him to get well. What is bone marrow? Bone marrow is the soft tissue inside your bones that creates blood stem cells. The blood stem cells are the building block cells that grow into regular blood cells that help to fight the infection. Stem cell transplant, being a treatment that tries to cure these types of cancers, is administered in stem cells in the bone, in the marrow of the bone. I believe that we will be able to save a significant number of people suffering from various types of cancer. I do believe that the reason these diseases are still rampant is because we've not decided to launch out and to eradicate them, or at least minimize them in their effects. If we join hands, we will see people who are in their death row, people who have lost hope living, rising and sharing their joy with us. Lori joined the registry in the early 1990s. A decade later, she received the call. She learned that she was a match for a patient in urgent need of a marrow transplant. Lori didn't hesitate to help. She donated her marrow near her home in the United Kingdom. Afterwards, she learned that her donation went all the way to Atlanta, Georgia, to 6-year-old Kyle. who was dying of leukemia. Lori saved Kyle's life. The two had the opportunity to meet 2 years after the transplant, and they've stayed in touch ever since. This is Kyle. At 6 years old, he was dying until the donation match from Lori came about. Each year, 20,000 patients face difficult odds as they seek a potential match. Yet only 2% of Americans are part of the National Bone Marrow Registry. The only solution is to increase the number of potential donors one by one. It may take only a few months or up to 5, even 10 years, as in Kyle's case, after being tested before you receive that special call to help save a life. In fact, you may never be called as a suitable matched donor for a patient. The only way you will ever know if you can help save a life is by taking the first step to be tested. Today, Kyle is a college student in his early 20s. This is Kyle, a successful college student in his early 20s. Perhaps one day you might be given the opportunity to participate in a true miracle. What greater gift can one human being give to another than the gift of life?